3 years, 2 months, and 6 days ago, we last raced at the Al Jubail Street Track. It is qualifying for the Qatar Airways Grand Prix here from Al Jubail, Saudi Arabia. Who's ready to get qualifying underway? I most certainly am. It is me, Merc, your only commentator. Sam will probably be on later, so stay tuned for that. As our first car is Oscar. As Oscar is off this tricky 10-corner circuit. It was actually never meant to be for this league. It was originally a Formula Y track, an old league I had. But now, I asked Marcus if he could race us again. We rebuilt it, me and him, and we're back. It was 3 years ago, 2 months, and 6 days ago since the last time we raced at this track. So I'm really excited to see Al Jubail back in business. Is Oscar rounding the final few corners, about to start his lap. The corner cuts here are very, what's the word? They're very strict. As Oscar going into turn 3, that's a tight hairpin. He's down the back straightaway. Into the final section here at Al Jubail. It's a very tricky section, a very just flowy section, but it gets tight off the final corner. You have to maximize your exit speed off the final corner. As across the line, what will it be for Oscar? It is a 43.046. So Oscar sets a 43-second lap. It's a pretty short track. Only 10 turns, like I said. Up next is Ford. It's down the back straightaway. Oh yeah. As Ford is back from his suspension, his 2-race suspension after his actions at Milwaukee earned him a suspension. But he's finally back. Ford winless this season still. Biscuit, I call him. There's Biscuit on the front straightaway about to start his lap. It's tricky and it turns 1 and 2. Woo, got very close to that corner cut. I have no idea if he hit it. We won't know until the lap is over. Down the back straightaway. In a turn 4. Like I said, it's a very tricky part down here because it's pretty skinny. And the corner cuts are there. Is onto the front straightaway. What will it be for Ford? It's gonna be a 43.850. So wow.
Alright, gonna explain this real quick. For qualifying, if you hit any corner cut, you are basically out of qualifying. The field cap is 12 today, so try not to hit the corner cuts and try not to do anything stupid. Don't wall tap that last corner. If you wall tap that last corner, you will be forced to slow down. Anyway, that's it from me. Adrian, you're good to go.
And it is Adrian up next. So Ford, with a surprising lap. I thought you would have done better. As out comes Adrian. Moving slow on the back straightaway. Ford on the radio saying he's sold, so it was not a good lap by Ford at all. Into turn 4. And now onto turn 10 and out of turn 10 onto the front straightaway. Let's see what Adrian can do. Adrian with a pretty decent turns 1 and 2 hits that apex nicely. As now it's pedal to the metal. Is very, very wide entry. Very wide entry for Adrian. Is coming up to the final corner. Let's see what Adrian can do. To the line, a 43.383, so improves. So goes ahead of Ford. And Shadow's up next. Here we go. On to turn 10. Let's see what Shadow can do this lap. Oh, got nearly into the wall as he starts his lap onto the front straightaway. Solid turn 3. It's down the back straightaway. A Shadow very wide. He had to get out of the gas big time. I've said these corners are tricky. Like I said, this track is not built for stock cars. It was built for an old league of mine. Is onto the front straightaway. Shadow, a 46.583. Wow, that has got to be one of the worst laps I think I've ever seen. Wow, that is. As Handman is next, the 08 machine. Wow, just astonished by a 46.583s, like 3 seconds off the pace. So here comes Handman. Onto the front straightaway. It was pretty good set of corners into turn 1. Who got on that curb? Solid turns 1 and 2. Turn 3 nicely executed. Didn't get that good of a run off the exit. Is down the back straightaway in a turn 4. Into the final 2 corners of the Al Jubail street track. Let's see what it's gonna be for Zanman. It is a 43.729 for Zanman, so puts himself up to 3rd. As out comes Nubly. It's so great to see this track back in action. Like I said, 3 years ago is the last time we raced at this place. It was NGCR. Surf won that race in dominating fashion from what I remember. But the thing is, we did try to attempt to race it a second time. It didn't work out though. As Nubly Ooh, got a little wide in a turn 2. You don't want that to happen to you, especially this early into the lap. I know it's a 43-second lap, but every little error costs you big, as you can see with Shadow. Newbly's off wide. I think he didn't hit any corner cuts, so I think he's okay. But I don't know. Newbly coming onto the front straightaway. Oh, got into the wall big time. Is coming to the line. Newbly, his lap did not count. That is big, as here comes the Apex GP 21 machine of Mace. That's an awesome scheme. So Mace now out on track. As Mace comes onto the front straightaway. As in a turn 1 for Mace. Pretty solid turn 3 and 1 and 2. So here we go, coming into the squiggly section. Onto the front straightaway. What will it be for Mace? Let's see. It is a 44.767, so who the hell is up next? It's Jackster up next. So here we go, onto the front straightaway. In a turn 1. Hard on the brakes. That was pretty good, turns 1 and 2. I like turn 3 as well. That looked pretty nice for Jackster. It was in a turn 4. I mean, the final few corners. Oh, got into the wall. He has to hit the brake. And he does it. And that is a 43.542. That's third best. Wow. And next is Dotson Boy. So, Dotson Boy comes out of turn 10 onto the front straightaway, and he hits the wall. Everybody's been having trouble with that wall. Everybody. Pretty good first few corners. And it's down the back straightaway. What can this lap hold for Dotson Boy? Want to be really careful through this section. You don't want to hit the corner cuts at all. So here we go, out of turn 10 for Dotson Boy. He gets into the wall. He hits the brakes onto the front straightaway, and that's it. He corner cut. So Dotson Boy corner cuts and he doesn't get a lap in, so bad stuff for Noobly and Dots. We both corner cut. Dotson Boy is saying, where did he corner cut? I've been saying this. Corner cuts are really strict. As up next is Kimmy. I haven't seen this guy in a while. Oh, it's the Geico skin. Yes, a little gecko on the side of the car. As here we go. Onto the front straightaway for Kimmy. Diving into turn 1 hard on the brakes. It's down the back straightaway. Into turn 4. Whoa. And a little wide there. It's onto the front straightaway for Kimmy. He doesn't hit the wall off the exit. Onto the line. That is 6th for Kimmy. A 44.496. And next up is Miguel. This is a new driver. I actually know Miguel. I used to race him in an old league. So, great to see Miguel again. I haven't talked to him in what seems like years, I think. Maybe a year or so. As it's an awesome paint scheme. Love the flames on that car. I wonder who made it. Is onto the front straightaway. Here we go. Miguel's first ever start and Miguel's first ever qualifying attempt in this league. Diving into turn 1. Oh! That has caught out a lot of drivers today. That turn 1 entry has caught out a lot of drivers. It's down the back straightaway. Final few corners for Miguel. Oh, out of turn 10. You don't want to hit that wall. He doesn't. To the line. And Miguel goes 8th. A 45.833. Not a bad attempt for your first ever qualifying session in MRCL. As up comes Lasagna. I love Gambuk. No, I don't. As here comes Gambuk. And that 28. What?
For anything further, there will be an investigation about Jagster's lap after during post race.
So Jagster's lap is gonna get investigated after qualifying as Gambug. He actually raced here. I remember him being one of the racers that raced here originally. All those years ago. As in a turn 1. Turn 2, now turn 3. It's down the back straightaway. Or onto the brakes into turn 4. Ooh. Whoa! What just happened to Gambug? Just went straight off. He has problems with an A and D key, so that costed him there a lot. Onto the front straightaway. What will this be for Gambug? 8th of 45.350, so Gambug suffers a minor mistake in a turn 5. As out comes Blake, and he seems to be on the pit road wall. There we go. He finally gets it going, and Blake is now out. And Blake is on mobile as oh wow, he is reversing into the tire barrier. This is definitely an issue with the mobile controls. A lot of mobile people have complained about mobile controls being pretty bad. Blake last weekend at Watkins Glen, a crazy photo finish coming on the line, narrowly got beat out over Sin as he's having a lot of issues. He's stopping on the track. It says bro on the radio, so he's obviously not happy with the mobile controls. And this is gonna be a scruffy lap from Blake. Blake going for a spin into the wall. Blake is now doing circles. It's obviously the mobile controls acting up. This has got to be some of the most interesting things I've ever. This is got to be the most interesting thing I've ever seen. Wow. Honestly, I think it might be time to kick the bucket for Blake. No, wait, never mind. He's going out on track. And he hits the wall. And there we go. Blake just needs a lap. He needs a solid lap to get in. Remember, the 12th spot is the cutoff, or the, and Blake with a blistering turn 1. Look at the speed on that thing. Oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever seen anybody take turn 1 like that. It's immaculate by Blake. Oh my goodness, he's flying on the track. I don't think I've ever seen anybody this great in a qualifying session like I'm seeing Blake right now. This is incredible. Look at the speed on that thing. Wow. Thing's flying. Oh, he's going backwards. He's finally getting the speed. Blake, all he needs to do is coaster right now. 12 is the cutoff. Or, well, 12 make it in. There's 3 more drivers left. Out to qualify is, wow, Blake goes into pit road. That incredible lap comes to an end for Blake. As Blake is trying to complete it on pit road, he does with the 126. Incredible stuff. Oh my goodness, incredible stuff from Blake. I don't think I've ever seen it. As out comes Cut. Another, geez, I gotta lock in. Cut, we haven't seen him in a while. Same with Kemi, 2 VVA cars. So, Cut into turn 4. about to start his lap. Ooh. So here we go. Into turn 10 for cut. Onto the front straightaway. Clips the wall. Everybody has hit that wall pretty much. So Oscar still in provisional pole. As cut with a solid turn 3. He has to get the power down. As down the back straightaway. Into turn 4. This section is really tricky. As it goes through like a miniature S section. Into turn 9. Now into turn 10. And back onto the front straightaway. He hits the wall. He has to hit the brake. And he's not going to hit the brake. So Cut finishes 8th. Doesn't brake. He was being told to brake, but he doesn't brake, so officials have to figure that out. And Gotcha's out. Gotcha comes out. So here we go. Blake currently on that cutoff position. Blake's gonna have to pray for a miracle right now. Gotcha's gonna have to have the most legendary cell of all time just for Blake to even have a chance. Or Gotcha could just corner cut. Corner cuts here have been really strict. 2 tires off at some sections has been a corner cut, so it's turn 1. Hit both apexes, that was good. Turn 3 is solid. Now down the back straightaway. What will it be for Gotcha? Turn 4. Now into turn 9. Oh! That was a terrible corner from Gotcha. Coming to the line. Gotcha's still gonna get in, but that was a terrible corner. Gotcha gets in. Blake is out as Gotcha hits the wall. And Blake had the most incredible lap I think I've ever seen. He's out. As Oscar gets pole at the Al Jubail street track, we will see you very soon for the Qatar Grand Prix here from Saudi Arabia. Whew.